And be sure to stick around to the end when we tally up all of the benefits to see how much this card actually makes us money every single year. So the credit card world is a lot like the animal kingdom in that we have a large variety of animals that live and survive, but only one can be the the apex predator. And while it isn't exactly clear if a lion could beat a bear or vice versa, it's also not necessarily clear whether or not American Express can beat out Chase as the top premium card. But we'll try to figure that out in today's video. But seriously, if we're going to be talking about premium cards, we have to talk about one of my favorite cards, which is the Chase Sapphire Preferred. And as we're coming up on a year of ownership with this card, I decided to reevaluate all the benefits that I get with this card to see how much money I should be making in profit, and what better way than to be doing this breakdown with you right now. And by the end of the video, I'm going to be deciding personally whether or not I'm going to close this card when the annual fee hits. So be sure to stick around for that. So today we're going to be breaking down the 4 factors that I used in the decision making when I was first opening up this card. And just jumping right into it, the first factor, which should be on everyone's mind when they're first opening up a credit card, which is the annual fee and if it's worth justifying in the end. And then the second factor would be the sweet sign-up bonuses that you guys love, and possibly even a trick to get you guys a slightly higher sign-up bonus, but more on that later. The third factor being the main points-back bonuses that you get with this card, to see how much money you could be earning just based on your typical daily spending, as well as just a couple of perks that come by just being a Chase customer. And all of that we're going to break down for you in this video today. So sit back, enjoy, and let me do all of the numbers. So like I said, the first factor for anyone when you're opening up a new card would be the annual fee. So this card comes with a decent but not deadly annual fee of $95, which would put it in the mid-tier category, which, believe it or not, can actually be cut down to $45 per year, but I'll show you how in just a second. So now onto the second factor, which is of course the sign-up bonuses. And if you're watching this video before May 31st, you're in good luck. There is currently an offer of 80,000 points after you spend $4,000 within 3 months of opening the card, which translates to about $1,000 worth of value when you redeem those points for travel through the Chase portal. So if you are interested, consider applying before the 31st so you can still get the highest sign-up bonus possible. And before we move on to the third factor, let me save you guys some time and money. So Chase has a rule called the 1 for 48 rule, which pretty much just states that you can only get 1 sign-up bonus per Sapphire card in a 48-month or 4-year period. For example, let's say you were just approved for the Chase Sapphire Preferred card and you just got your sign-up bonus. That would mean that you would have to wait 4 years from now to apply for the Chase Sapphire Reserve if you want the sign-up bonus on that card as well. Sign up for the Reserve card anytime before 48 months and you will not get a sign-up bonus. So that's why I usually strongly suggest people to get the Preferred card first, as the sign-up bonus is usually a lot higher than the Reserve card. Leave a like if you learned anything so far. And while we're here, let me give you that little trick that I teased about earlier about getting a slightly higher sign-up bonus. Now, on this channel, I like to spend a lot of time researching to make sure that the facts and the information that I'm giving you are accurate and correct. But unfortunately, for this next trick I'm about to give you, it's a maybe will work or a maybe won't work. So please, don't hate me if this doesn't work for you. So when I applied for this card last year, it had a sign-up bonus of 80,000 points, but I heard through subreddits that if you were to physically walk into a Chase branch and apply for this card, that they had a special promotion of 100,000 points and they waived the annual fee just by applying in person. And how could it get any better than that, right? I spent actually a couple hours browsing subreddits just to find out if anyone has done this recently. And of course, it was a little bit choppy and I've got yeses and nos. All I know is that it did work for me about a year ago. Try at your own risk. And if worse comes to worse, you're already in there, you could always apply for the 80,000 point offer, which is still available. And leave another like if you like the adventure I just put you on. Okay, back to it. And even just looking at that sign-up bonus, you could see we already have $1,000 worth of value, which is pretty much enough to pay the annual fee for the next 10 years, even if you just left it on the desk and did nothing with it. But don't do that, use your card. So coming up next would be the third factor, which would be the points back categories you get on all of your daily spending, as well as some other perks that come with this card. So firstly, you're going to be getting a $50 annual hotel credit when you book hotel stays through the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal. And some people are a little bit confused about how to actually use this credit, so I'll show you guys right now. So firstly, just log in and go over to the Chase Travel portal. Then find a hotel stay in the area of your choosing. Prepay for the hotel with your preferred card. That's pretty much all you have to do. In about a week or so, you should get the $50 credited back to you on your account. And remember earlier when I teased you guys a little bit about how to actually cut the annual fee in half? Well, if you're a person that uses this $50 annual credit every single year, you're essentially reducing that $95 annual fee to just $45. Okay, so moving on to the actual points back categories. Firstly, you're going to be getting 5 points per dollar spent when you book travel through the Chase portal. That includes things like flights, hotels, cruises, and car rentals. And how do we calculate how much money you'll actually be making from this category? I guess it really just depends on how old you are. And by looking at this article here, you could see that the average baby boomer spends about $6,600 per year on vacations, whereas millennials just spend about $4,400 on vacations per year. Just because my YouTube channel is slightly small, I can't really gauge how old you guys actually are, but as far as I can tell, it seems like you all are between elder Gen Z and millennial. But if you have a second, leave a comment down below and let me know which age group that you fall into. So for this estimate, I'm just going to put a conservative $3,000 per year that you guys might spend on travel, given the state of the world right now. So that would be $3,000 times 5 points per dollar spent, which would equal about 15,000 points or $187 worth of value. And even right there, that pays the annual fee twice over. See what I mean about this card so far? And secondly, you're going to be getting 2 points per dollar spent on all other travel. So with this, some people are a little bit confused about what actually falls under the other travel category. And for those of you that are interested, I'll leave it on the screen right here about everything that actually comes with the other travel category. And honestly, one of my favorite ones that are included is actually Airbnbs. So if you're a person that uses Airbnbs a lot, be sure to use this card as you're going to get 2x points on every dollar you spend through Airbnb. And for this category, I'm just going to be, again, ultra conservative and lump it into the main $3,000 that we're spending on travel every single year. But of course, feel free to run your own numbers at home. And the third benefit that you're going to get is 3 points per dollar spent on all online grocery purchases. This could be used for services like Instacart or Shipt. And just know that this benefit actually doesn't include any superstores like Walmart or Target, as well as any wholesale club like Costco or Sam's Club. So for this, I don't really get any benefit as I don't use Instacart or Shipt very much, so I'll assign $0 worth of value from this category. So moving on, we'll come to the fourth benefit, which is 3 points per dollar spent on all streaming services. Which honestly, it's pretty easy to make use of this credit as it encompasses a wide variety of streaming services. And again, for those interested, I'll put it up on the screen right here. And to calculate the amount of value that we're going to be getting from this category, I'll refer to this article right here that states that the average household has about 4.7 streaming services. I don't even know what 0.7 of a streaming service would look like, but now I'm scared. And that would amount to about $50 every single month or $600 every single year. Multiply that by 3 and you get 1,800 points per year or $20 worth of value. And now for the fifth benefit, which is one of the most useful I think, is you're going to be getting another 3 points per dollar spent on all dining, whether that be for takeout or dine-in or even just for Uber Eats. And just by looking at this article here, you could see that the average American spends $2,500 per year on dining out. So again, multiply that by 3, you get 7,500 points or $93 worth of value. Which again, I have to stress that even that alone pays the annual fee. Okay, sorry, I'll stop now. And the sixth and last benefit, which is actually one of the most unique benefits that you get, which you actually get a 10% anniversary boost based on how much money you spent in the year. For example, if you spend $10,000 this year on this card, you'll get an anniversary bonus of about 1,000 points or $12.50 worth of value, which is pretty much just a thank you for having this card, and it's a nice incentive and it helps pay the annual fee. And I almost forgot to mention that you get the standard 1 point per dollar spent on all other purchases. And there are a few other benefits that I'm not going directly into in this video. Things including discounts for Peloton bikes, no foreign transaction fees, or even just one-to-one point transfers to most airlines. But I usually don't get any value from these benefits, so for this video, I won't assign any value to them, but it's nice to have. Okay, so that was a lot of numbers, and I swear that I'm going to tally up everything in just a second. So now that was the majority of the benefits that you're going to be getting with your daily spend. Here are a few other perks and benefits by just being a Chase customer, as well as just, of course, some perks that you get with this card specifically. And number 1 is trip cancellation or delay insurance. Get up to $10,000 per person or $20,000 per trip in the event that you get sick and you can't make the flight anymore, or just severe weather conditions. And another side perk would be even if your flight gets delayed for more than 12 hours, or if you're forced to stay overnight because of a flight delay, you're covered up to about $500 for expenses like meals or even hotel stays. And number 2 is baggage delay insurance. This gets triggered if your luggage is delayed for more than 6 hours, and you can get reimbursed of $100 per day for 5 days to cover the cost of toiletries and clothing, which might not necessarily be common, but definitely a good safety net to have. Knock on wood. So thirdly, and one of the most important benefits, is purchase protection. You have protection up to 120 days after you purchase your item with your preferred card. So let's say, for example, you buy a $500 camera on Amazon, and let's say that the Amazon guy delivered it to your front doorstep, but unfortunately maybe it was there for too long and the package was stolen. Chase will be able to reimburse the full amount of $500 and replace the full cost of that camera. which if nothing else just adds a sense of security to know that you're going to be covered just in case of anything, which is always nice to have. And lastly, just overall great customer service with Chase, which will honestly give you 0-minute wait times to get you in contact with a representative to guide you through all the benefits that we went through in this video today. Whew, so we just went through a lot of numbers. So now let's go through it all, let's put it all together to see how much this card should actually be making us money every single year. But first, you guys know that I always love to do my drop test, so let's see how this one stacks up to our other cards. Did I forget to mention that this card was metal? Metal? Oh, now that was a good clank. I definitely like the sound of that. And for this card, I definitely have to give it a higher score than I did on my last card, which was the Amex Green card. I think I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 because it's still not as hefty as the Amex Platinum, but it still gives us a nice twang that we all love to hear. So back to the start, we have that pesky $95 annual fee. So firstly, with the sign-up bonus, we're going to be getting 80,000 points or $1,000 worth of value in our first year. We're also going to be getting a $50 annual hotel credit. We also receive 15,000 points from our yearly travel spending, which pretty much equates to about $187 worth of value. For the yearly dining bonus, we're going to be getting 7,500 points or $93 worth of value. And for our yearly streaming service spending, we're going to be getting 1,800 points or $20 worth of value. And lastly, our anniversary bonus, which is based off a $10,000 spending, we're going to be getting 1,000 points back or $12.50 worth of value. And if we add up all of those numbers, we come to $1,362.50 in our first year of ownership. And about $362.50 every year after, because the sign-up bonus is a one-time thing. So with all of that in mind, that just begs the question, based on all of these numbers, am I keeping this card open or am I canceling when the annual fee hits? Of course, the benefits greatly outweigh the annual fee many times over, not even including all the other factors that you get with this card that we talked about, like insurance. Now, the only other question to be answered is, are you actually interested in signing up for this card? And if you are, consider using my personal link for the preferred card down in the description and the comments below, as it would support the channel and me greatly, and of course, I would appreciate you to the end of time. And also consider hitting the subscribe button if you like the way I break down these videos, as it just takes a good amount of time to research this for all of you, and I would love you forever if you did. And I want to hear your opinions down in the comments. What do you think? Is this card actually worth the value of the annual fee? As well as if you just have any questions at all about this video whatsoever, I'll be sure to answer all of them. And also if you just have any other topics that you want me to venture into in the future. But with that said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.